Details from the Cosmic Patrol. I'm Steve. This is the third episode in the YouTube series exploring the celebrated graphic novels by Stephen T. Pigg. Today I'll introduce the character of Bigfoot Patrolman Commander Mrargh. The instrument I'm playing, by the way, is a theremin. You play it by waving your hands around like this, and I'm not very good at it. Uh, Commander Mrargh is a Bigfoot. He appears in the first issue of Tales from the Cosmic Patrol. Uh, and in this issue, we have Stephen and Stefan, and they are standing in front of the domed city of the cat people on the dark side of the moon. And uh, in science fiction, there is a convention known as the info drop. And the info drop is a device for exposition. Uh, Traditionally in science fiction, exposition is difficult because the author is introducing you to an entirely different world. And so there's a lot of information you have to know to understand the story. So, Commander Mrargh initially shows up as an exposition device. And by the way, one example of an exposition device, and one that I think is well done, is in the old Star Trek series, uh, where the captain has the captain's log, and the captain comes right in and gives you everything you need to know about the upcoming story. Uh, so, and in this one, Commander Mrargh fulfills that function. He comes in on the interocitor, uh, which, if anybody knows anything, it's if you know, this comes from the TV, from the movie This Island Earth, uh, and so I took that inspiration from This Island Earth, and people use interocitors. Uh, and in the initial story, Commander Mrargh uh, gives Lieutenant Stefan T. Raccoon and Captain Stephen T. Pigg their assignment to discover what is happening on the dark side of the moon, or the cat side of the moon. Uh, there is a video on YouTube. It's Cat Side of the Moon Local. And if you're wondering why it isn't just Cat Side of the Moon, uh, I don't know, but for some reason the word local got tagged on. Um, it's gotten a good response, so uh, you can see that on YouTube, and uh, all the books here. I'll hold up another one, and this one. They're available on Amazon. So uh, I have a couple of images of Commander Mrargh here, and here's one. And this particular image comes from the third book, where Commander Mrargh goes missing, and where he goes missing is he goes missing on you know, the Bigfoot planet, and this is on issue 3 of Tales from the Cosmic Patrol, and I'll just throw one image at you, and just say that's an issue 3 too. So you might want to check that out. And one, a few more images of Commander Mrargh, and say this one occurs in issue 4, where there's a funeral service for a lost comrade, may not really be lost. And here's Commander Mrargh in a bit more of a jovial mood, where he is obviously going out to uh, drink some beer, and that's in issue 4. Uh, I did choose to have Commander Mrargh as a Bigfoot, and I have to say something about whether I believe Bigfoots exist or not, and I haven't made up my mind, but I really want them to exist. I just like the idea of Bigfoot. And, in that quest for, evidence to find Bigfoot, uh, I've watched, a lot of Bigfoot series, and one of the ones I've, watched the most is, finding Bigfoot. And I think that's on Animal Planet. Uh, they don't find Bigfoot. But what they do find is lots and lots of people who say they've seen Bigfoot. Uh, I've talked with people who've seen Bigfoot or told me that they've seen Bigfoot. Uh, there are various degrees of believability, with these stories. Uh, right now, I'm talking to you from my cabin in Wisconsin, and I live a few miles away from a place called Elmwood, which is rather famous or notorious for a series of UFO sightings uh, decades ago. But to commemorate the UFO sightings in Elmwood, uh, they have UFO days in the third weekend of July. That's in Elmwood, Wisconsin. And I've driven through, uh, but I never stopped to park during one of these days. I did ask a woman who lived in Elmwood, what the story was with UFO days, and she told me that it was, just another excuse to drink. But that one, I believe there was something to it. But uh, Elmwood is also known for Bigfoot sightings. So uh, I don't know whether you want to just to question out of hand the credibility of everybody who lives in Elmwood, since many of them have uh, subscribed to what might otherwise be thought of as fantastic uh, beliefs. But uh, the evidence I've seen that kind of makes me believe, you know, and the most of what I see as evidence for Bigfoot looks a lot like uh, men in ape costumes. And I did have the experience when I was in college at the University of Minnesota of one day my dorm roommate, who was from Cook, Minnesota, was going off to see his family in Cook, and he was packing an ape costume. So I asked him, of course, Jed, what are you going to do with that? And his answer was that he was going to lurk in the woods and wait for cars to go by. And then, just as the cars would be almost out of sight, he would dash across the road so that the drivers would see uh, a figure, a hairy figure in an ape costume crossing the road rapidly, and they would presumably think that they saw a Bigfoot when they saw Jed in an ape costume. Uh, I have seen videos of Bigfoots or suspected Bigfoots that looked a lot like mountain gorillas or looked more like mountain gorillas. And here I would have to think that Bigfoots actually would look like those lower primates uh, than human beings. Uh, so I, you know, wrote Commander Mrargh initially, as an expositionary device, but he participates in a few of the stories along the way. Uh, and That's about all I have to say to introduce Commander Mrargh. The books are available on Amazon, um, and also the YouTube video is uh, available on YouTube. And the title, unfortunately, is "Cat Side of the Moon Local." Uh, it's gotten a good response. Uh, there is also a website you can look at. Uh, and it is Tales from the Cosmic Patrol. And there are some stories there, some adventures there that you can read. Uh, I will say that at this point the website is a bit inexpertly done, but you will be able to see those stories. So, uh, in the next episode of Tales from the Cosmic Patrol, I will be introducing the character of I1/One Eye, a Cyclops and his mirror universe counterpart.